Welcome to the 508 Power Hour, a fantasy football podcast like no other. And here are your hosts, Fran Baldino and Dave Preventure.
Hello and welcome to the third episode of Power Hour. It's Wednesday, September 23rd. Franny, what's going on, kid?
Not much, Dave. You know what? It's
What'd you do this week?
work, man. Just work.
The grind,
it's not
brother.
Fun, man. It's
the grind, man.
You wake up on that Monday, it sucks. Go right back to work. Wait for that weekend.
Did you work on Sunday?
I don't work Sunday. Sunday's football. Football and the boys. That's
Caught
it.
all those injuries, huh?
Oh man, brutal weekend injuries. Dave, how was your week though?
Not bad. I just hung out with the boys, drank some beers, watched some football. All is good.
Alrighty, yeah, that's great. So we're gonna head over to NFL recap of Week 2. Dave, we're gonna start with Thursday night's game. I mean, we sat here last week.
I had Joe Mixon as the stardom, and I mean, the Bengals team's gonna be tough this year.
I mean, we sat here last week and we couldn't have said anything worse about the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, we trashed the Browns.
Baker Mayfield, and I sat there Thursday watching Baker Mayfield play his ass off. I mean, that was one of Baker's best games in the NFL so far.
First half.
Yes, first half.
Second half, they dominated the game, so they ran the ball, but
35-30 final. But I mean, we sat here last Wednesday, and we were talking about how it might be done for Baker. Mm-hmm. And Baker came out and played phenomenal in that first half.
He kept his job.
Yeah, absolutely. So Browns 35, Cincinnati 30.
Can we talk about one thing? Joe Burrow threw that ball 61 times.
Yeah, I mean,
insane. I mean,
if Cincinnati doesn't figure out that offensive line issue, it's going to be that every single week.
Yeah,
I mean,
100%.
I love Burrow. The one thing with Zach Taylor as head coach, I mean,
his play calls are iffy.
He's another one of those offensive gurus, offensive geniuses that are everywhere in the football world. The thing that I like about Taylor, though, is he goes through that 4-minute stretch where they have the ball, mm-hmm. and he lets Burrow ball. He just go. Like, you're my QB1. Let's run the play.
That last drive was sick for a touchdown.
And
it was
two weeks in a row.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can eventually turn the offense over to Burrow enough where you can do that more often.
Right, and you don't want to be going 30 for 62 either.
Exactly.
So you want those completions up. You want to be. Him and AJ Green need to start getting in the same zone. What
was he targeted? 12 times for 3 catches?
Yeah, it's not looking good.
That wasn't good.
Tyler Boyd's looking good, though, for the Bengals.
Yeah, absolutely. But, I mean, I'm buying in on Burrow. I have been since he left Ohio State. But, I mean, let's just hope he can. I think he's going to turn that franchise around eventually.
Give it a few years.
I hope it's not until. I mean, dude, he threw the ball 61 times. He was probably getting hit. He probably got hit 25 plus times this week.
No, yeah, he got knocked around, but
yeah, so
I think they'll be good going forward as long as
he's just got to stay healthy.
Figure out that O-line out.
Exactly.
ASAP.
So Pittsburgh 26, Denver 21.
That Pittsburgh defense is still looking top notch.
Dude, they're good. I mean, I sat Noah Fant last week. That one sucked. Yeah. Noah Fant actually turned out to be a good tight end. I mean, I think Fant's good, but other than that, Pittsburgh's defense is legit.
Drew Lock going out's huge, too. I mean,
yeah.
They signed Blake Bortles, though. The boat.
Yeah, the boat is back. Bortles, let's go, baby. I mean, garbage time killer right there. So if Bortles does get playing time there, I mean, they're not going to be winning many games. So go jump on those receivers. Go jump on those tight ends. I mean, they're going to be airing it out all year. The rest
Definitely
of the year.
Not Cortland Sutton, though. Stay away from Cortland Sutton.
Again, Big Ben is back. Again, Deontay Johnson is a stud.
Yeah, he had a good week. That's it. I mean, that's probably the best week he'll have this year.
I believe you said this last week, too.
No, last week he did bad. He fumbled that punt and then didn't really get targeted too much. But Juju still leading him in touchdowns 2-1. We'll keep watching that this year.
Absolutely. Tampa Bay 31, Carolina 17.
Tommy Brady with another pick.
Yeah, dude, he's
old.
He's not looking good. How about? I mean, we talked about it last week too. Gronk.
Yeah, he's a non-factor.
He doesn't even look like he wants to play football.
I mean, that's a lie, but he definitely wants to play football.
It doesn't look like it.
He's run blocking still.
Yeah, that's about it. But, I mean, you think Gronk really wanted to come out of retirement to block for Leonard Fournette?
Who had a big game.
I mean, he's not blocking for Ronald Jones anymore, so Leonard Fournette. Jump on that one as well.
LSU guy, right?
Yeah, big LSU guy.
How'd I know?
San Francisco, 31, Jets, 13.
Yeah, Jets suck.
Yeah, Jets are terrible. They definitely are bottom 3
that
in
turf
the NFL.
Is killing teams left and right.
That's gross. I mean, that's crazy that... I did a report back when I was in college about turf and grass fields. It was about 6 years ago now, so it's a little outdated, but playing on turf, you have I believe it was 40% higher chance to tear your ACL.
Really?
So, I mean, if you have bad turf, obviously that chance is going to go up.
Yeah, you want to be able to pivot, get that grass up, get that material
We saw it week 1 with the offensive lineman from Pittsburgh, and then I would say there were a couple players on San Francisco who got hurt this year. So, I mean...
And they're right back there this week.
Yeah, the 49ers going right back there, staying in New York, playing the Giants.
Do you play Kittle? Or do you just let him... I mean, the Giants suck. That defensive line is just going to destroy
it. It is early. I
think you just rest him one more week, get him completely healthy, and then get Jimmy G back too, and then have everyone full swing.
I agree with that one.
They will have Debo this week, so be watch for that. But
if I'm Kyle Shanahan, all you want to do is play Kittle, but...
Well, you want to play Kittle because you have him in fantasy, but...
Absolutely. But, long run, it's probably the smarter decision to let Kittle sit out another week, get him 100% healthy. We have the Titans, 33-30. That was a sweater.
That was a sick game.
Gardner Minshew is the quarterback in Jacksonville. There was a ton of tank for Trevor talk. Minshew's the guy.
He's a Ryan Fitzpatrick. I said it before. He's going to screw over you tanking.
He's going to screw you over tanking, but Fitzpatrick's a roller coaster. Fitzpatrick's up and down. Minshew doesn't really have a down. We haven't seen a down from Minshew yet.
No, you definitely saw it down last year with all the picks he threw. But,
I believe he only had 6 picks last year. He was 6-6 as a starter as well in that putrid Jacksonville team last year.
Nice vocab, Fran.
Putrid. Beautiful. But, I mean, that's one of the best words to describe the Jaguars team.
I thought you love the Jags.
Believe me, I do, and it pains me to say that. But I'm just being honest. I mean, Jacksonville has 11 picks going into this year's draft. They have 2 first and 2 second. Mm-hmm. If Minshew keeps playing the way he is, I can't see them taking any quarterback. I mean, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields obviously are studs. Trey Lance is pretty good over in North Dakota.
Mm-hmm.
He's not even playing this year, so I'm going to be out on him completely. If Jacksonville can get another offensive lineman to protect Minshew and maybe throw a tight end, his tight end's Eifert.
I think you need a little better receiving core there. DJ Chark is good, but he's not great.
Yeah,
I don't think he's that true number one.
Keelan Cole disappeared last year. He looks like he's back this year.
I think he's coming back.
It's still early, so time will tell. But James Robinson looks like a perfect
180 yards. He looked great this week.
So I'm all over Minshew, but the Titans ended up squeaking that one out. I don't know how Gostowski did it.
Yeah.
But he hit a deep field goal to win that game.
Another game winner for the good.
Chicago 17, New York Giants 13.
Yeah, that Saquon going out just put a dagger in the Giants. I mean, the Giants didn't really have that much hope to begin with, but if they think Daniel Jones is a guy going forward, you don't have to tank for Trevor. But obviously, you're going to have some draft stock because I don't see them winning. 3 games.
Especially with Saquon going down. I mean, Saquon is good for football. He's good for the Giants. He's good for fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
Noah Saquon's a huge hit. Out for the year, ACL injury.
They picked up Devontae Freeman, which that's not Saquon Barkley.
It's not saying much. I mean, it's
and Sterling Shepard went on the IR.
September 23rd right now, and Devontae Freeman is just being signed. So I'm not very big on Freeman.
He had a good year last year.
Big news, Dave. Chicago is 2-0. Mitch Trubisky looks like the real deal.
Chicago's 2-0, but Allen Robinson and Trubisky are still having, I think, a little bit of trouble. And it's going to be tough to win that division, I think, for Chicago.
Absolutely. If Trubisky could throw an accurate ball, Allen Robinson is a top 5 receiver in the NFL. The issue is Trubisky does not throw an accurate ball.
Just wait till the Bears play Rodgers.
Did you see that touchdown Trubisky threw at the end of the game to Anthony Miller?
Yeah, it was a good ball.
No, did you see the spin of the ball? It looked like Peyton Manning was throwing the ball back before Peyton retired. That was quacking. It got there, but it was quacking.
You got to give Mitch credit where credit's due. He won the game.
Absolutely.
But I just don't see it going forward as him consistently being that guy to win those games.
Neither do I. I mean, We'll see.
I mean, they're a few plays away from being 0-2.
Yeah.
Let's be real here.
All right, let's move on to Philly. The Los Angeles Rams put up 37 points to beat the Eagles 37-19.
I think the Rams are legit. Besides the fact that the Eagles suck, and they continue to suck. They're a dumpster fire. It's all Carson Wentz needs to go.
Eagles do not look good.
I mean, they have no receiving help, which is huge, but Miles Sanders had a semi-good game. I guess that's a bright spot for them. But other than that, you need Alshon Jeffrey, you need Deshaun Jackson, you need Zach Ertz to be producing.
Jalen Reagor comes into this game, has a big catch, out again. Yeah. He's out 2 to 6 weeks with that thumb injury. Not looking good over there in Philly. We have Dave, your team, Indianapolis 28, Minnesota 11.
Yeah, they stomped Minnesota. Defense was too much for Kirk Cousins, and
Minnesota's terrible. Man.
Looks like coronavirus has gotten Kirk Cousins and it's about to take him down.
It's killing him.
He's dying out there.
It is killing him. He looks terrible. Four interceptions, 3 interceptions.
Losing Stephon Diggs, I think, is a little more than they thought it was.
I honestly didn't think it would be that big either. But that offense looks completely different without Diggs.
Yeah. I mean, you got B.C. Johnson as your number 2 wideout.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Justin Jefferson's there, but he's
only really coming out the slot right now.
But he hasn't done much either. So
he's really not producing.
Speaking of Stephon Diggs, we have the future MVP.
Russell Wilson.
Josh Allen. Oh. Josh Allen, future MVP.
No.
Buffalo 31, Miami 28.
Really struggled with the Dolphins.
Josh Allen didn't struggle. That defense struggled. Josh Allen, his first 400-yard passing game in his career.
I think that's the first build to do that in maybe ever.
I mean, I could sit here, Dave. I could read you the numbers for Josh Allen. He is a top 5 quarterback in every major quarterback category right now.
But MVP right now is Russell Wilson. 9 touchdowns to 2 games. 1 pick. That wasn't his fault.
Josh Allen, number 2 in touchdowns with 6.
Who's
0
number
interceptions. 1? Russell Wilson's number 1.
Oh, okay.
Who's 1 in yards? That's Josh Allen.
Because he played the Dolphins.
I don't care. Dolphins and Jets.
My God, the Dolphins and the Jets.
Wins a win. Josh Allen looks like the MVP. All right, let's move on. So we got Green Bay, 42. Detroit, 21.
Yeah, Rodgers, I mean, trailing 14-3 early. Rodgers did what Rodgers does and has 1 wide receiver. But hamstring injury with Devontae, so you're going to want to watch that. But he still made everyone pay. I mean,
exactly.
Rodgers is looking great again. 2 touchdowns.
I keep an eye on Devontae Adams. I think he's playing this week. Yeah. I think it was more of a precautionary thing. They were up big when Adams got hurt.
Yeah.
Good thing for Matt Patricia, though. They didn't blow a lead late in the game.
Yeah, so it was early this time.
He's going to keep his job this week. I don't know how, but he will.
Because Kenny Galladay's not back yet. Let that offense figure it out. T.J. Hawkinson still sucks. And
if we want to talk about blowing leads late in the game, though,
Falcons.
Dallas 40, Atlanta 39.
How does nobody touch that ball?
How does Dan Quinn have a job?
How does nobody touch that ball?
Coaching.
No,
there's no way. There's no way.
It's not coaching.
Dave, there's no way these 5 Atlanta players have been playing football their whole lives, get to the NFL, and just say that's an onside punt. I don't want to get that.
I mean, you say kickers don't matter, but that was one hell of a ball. Like, that was the best onside kick I've ever seen in my life.
It was a okay onside kick. It was extremely terrible execution by
the way the ball moved, Tyler. It was sick.
It was sick. I mean, but
it was a great kick.
It was a great kick. It was
one of the best onside kicks I've seen.
I mean, we're not going to give credit to Dallas there. You can't. You got to. That's all Atlanta. That's Atlanta. That's a Super Bowl over again. That's Atlanta.
That's Dan Quinn.
They need to.
Exactly.
There's 5 Falcons right there. You had 3 guys who easily could have jumped on it.
Right.
Before he even went 10 yards, and they literally. There's one guy right on top when he backed up.
I think they had money on the Cowboys. All 5 Falcons.
It's disgusting.
Was that 49-30 or
40-39? But I mean, Dan Quinn survives another day. Atlanta loses another game. So, speaking of MVP, I mean Kyler Murray looking great. He's got to be putting himself in that consideration though. Atlanta wins 30-15. They played Washington.
So Russell Wilson 1, Kyler Murray 2, Josh Allen 3.
No, Josh Allen won the rest of the NFL.
If Frank could give out 3 MVPs, he probably would.
Yeah.
So.
And they're all going to Josh Allen.
No, they'd go to Joe Burrow, Leonard Fournette, and then probably Darius Geis, who's not even playing.
No, they're all going to Josh Allen. Josh Allen
supports
MVP.
Geis.
No, I don't. Geis.
Let's get that out there.
He's right where he belongs right now. So, I mean, Kyler Murray, again, played a great game to win that one, 30-15.
I mean, yeah. But Washington started coming back a little bit, but then Kyler just... Yeah, I mean, that game was over from, I think, halftime. It was 20-0.
Yeah, I mean, we hit on Washington's defense last week. I mean, they didn't really show up this week against Arizona. I still think Washington's going to be able to win 6 or 7 games with that defense.
No, not with that offense.
Maybe 4 or 5 games, but that defense is a lot better than people are giving them credit for right now.
I mean, Chase Young's sick, but...
Yeah, absolutely. Ravens, 33. Houston Texans, 16.
That Baltimore defense is sick. Offense is sick. That team is...
I don't know if that's... I mean, Baltimore's Baltimore. They're going to do what they do every single week. That team's nasty.
That's the best team in the NFL right now. Who do you go? Buffalo Bills?
Kansas City. But
They struggled against the rookie.
They had no game plan for him. 5 seconds before the game starts, boom, new quarterback. They didn't plan for that.
Yeah, well, Baltimore has played literally 2 complete games.
And
it's early. They go head to head this Monday, guys. We'll see. I mean, Kansas City's both teams are 14-2 caliber, if not better.
16-0 Ravens. Heard it here first.
Chiefs. Let's go. I mean, but I don't know. I mean, against that Ravens team, Houston looks terrible, man. That offense.
Trading D-Hop screwed them.
And Watson's not doing good. I mean, if you're a Watson fantasy owner right now, you're not happy.
Mm-hmm.
Under 300 passing yards, he doesn't. I mean, he does not look good. I might be hitting the panic button over there in Houston right now.
Really? I mean, I think that head coach and quarterback situation is just not working out.
They did also open against Kansas City and Baltimore.
Right, they're getting two tough games. I wouldn't expect them to go 10-6, 11-5, finish off.
No, but I can see that team winning 6-7 games.
Right.
Again, I don't know. I mean, Bill O'Brien might have screwed something up there.
I mean, he definitely did. Losing easily top 3 wide receiver in the league right now.
Yeah.
For no reason, really. Just because you
didn't
really
want to
pay
replace him. That's the thing.
Right.
You didn't replace him.
You got Brandon Cooks and Randall Cobb.
Yeah.
Sick. That's going to help you.
Will Fuller
hamstring.
Has no hamstring, so he's always going to be hurt.
Every single year it's going to be a hamstring injury.
Let's go over to L.A. Like you were just talking about, the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
Almost blew this one. They almost lost. 23-20. Kansas City wins. Crazy thing about Pat Mahomes is he's 6-0 and his team goes down 10 points at any point in the game.
I mean, he's a baller. He's going to come back. He's going to win it. But from penalty to ice to hit a 58-yarder to win it in overtime.
Three times in a row.
3 times.
3 times in a row.
That's sick.
Yeah, I mean, Bucker's
kickers don't matter. I mean, kickers do matter. That was a sick kick. Same in the Las Vegas game on Monday night. Sick kick.
We'll get to that one. So, this one's a tough game for New England fans. Surprisingly, not as tough as you would think. I don't think I've ever seen a team as happy as this town and this state and entire region as New England as they lose a game. They lost 35-30 to Seattle. I mean, every week I'm going to sit here, I'm going to doubt New England, but
obviously.
But I mean, Dave, the last 15, 20 years, what's the most important stat in football? Every time you talk about Brady and Brady doing this and Brady doing that.
Wins.
Okay, so Cam Newton. Great game by Newton. I said he couldn't throw. He proved me wrong. Proved me wrong. He could throw. Shockingly enough, when it came down to it, Cam Newton missed Edelman on that last play. Edelman dropped the pass.
Threw it too hard.
Threw it too high. Threw it too hard. I said he can't throw. He didn't throw. Touchdown. They're on the 2-yard line. What do? They run the ball.
I think you run the ball a different play.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm not going to blame.
I think you can look at that game with a lot of upside for a Patriot fan. You played against the current MVP and NFC favorites, I think, in my opinion.
Okay.
Where you brought them to literally the last play. You showed everyone Cam Newton can throw the ball. And you have the same wide receivers, if not some worse, you could say, than last year. And Cam Newton's producing than Brady didn't. Cam Newton's balling out. This team looks good. You have to do something on that defensive end.
Yeah, I agree.
You cannot get run on like you have been.
Especially having as much money as New England does with their opt-outs due to COVID.
You do have a little bit of money to spend, but...
So, if you're... they can go trade for somebody. I mean, look at Ryan Kerrigan over in Washington. That's a great trade piece that would look good in New England right now.
That Seattle team is something to be worried about. 5 touchdowns, 5 different people. Yeah. Russell Wilson knows how to spread it. Chris Carson destroyed the Patriots, I think.
Yeah, I mean, DK Metcalf.
First down they had, I wouldn't say destroyed as a stat line-wise, but second, third down, Chris Carson got those yards they needed to continue to win the game.
And then, I always said Metcalf isn't as good as he's hyped up to be.
Yeah, he had a great game, though.
Great game. Tyler Lockett's not even getting double covered anymore. Tyler Lockett's extremely underrated. I hit on that a couple weeks ago. Tyler Lockett is playing great. DK Metcalf is playing great. So that Seattle team's nasty. They're, like you said, they're one of the NFC favorites. Yeah, absolutely.
We got Monday night.
Monday night, Las Vegas Raiders opening up that beautiful stadium. They
sick.
They won 34-24 against the Saints.
Yeah, Drew Brees is looking real old.
Yeah,
that pick
they didn't look good.
That pick was awful.
The pick was terrible. I mean, you can't throw the ball.
No,
you just can't.
Manny Sanders was an absolute zero.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, with Michael Thomas being out, so many people had high expectations for Emmanuel Sanders to step into that.
I think Jared Cook had a better
wide receiver
upside than he did.
I mean, Cook played terrible too. He had that one touchdown catch, and that was it.
Yeah.
So
the only upside was Kamara, which
you lose Michael Thomas and you don't gain anything from Jared Cook or Emmanuel Sanders. That's not good news anywhere.
And you lose to the Raiders. Monday night.
Be legit. They might be legit. They might be surprised.
That defense needs a little work, but I think over the season it'll be primed out and ready to go.
Absolutely.
So they go as far as Derek Carr goes, I think.
Yep. So, Carr played good this week. I sat there the whole game, and I'm like, dude, I hate watching Derek Carr.
The eyeliner. it's the eyeliner.
It's just everything he does. It doesn't. You don't think it's gonna be good until it happens, and then Derek Carr played. I mean, I think Derek. He had 3 touchdowns this week. I think he only did that 2 or 3 times last season at all. So I mean, that's one of Carr's best games in the last 2 years.
Darren Waller. I mean, that guy's a force.
I also believe that was their first win the Raiders have had under Gruden over a team that was better than 500, which is crazy to think.
I mean, Gruden's a flash of his old self.
Gruden's fun, though. Gruden's fun.
Yeah, I mean, you got to love him on Monday night, too.
Yeah, so that's it for NFL recap. We're going to jump over to 508 Association recap. I don't know if you guys saw it, but we have new logos, new brand. Check it out. Just post it on the Instagram. New podcast logo, new brand logo. I think they look amazing. Let us know what you think in the Instagram. So, Dave, SJ Knights, 152, Chubby Hunters, 96.
Yeah, I mean, Moro's team's looking better and better each week.
Yeah, it's good. His 152 that's scary.
He's got the MVP on his team, so it's looking good for him.
Yeah, Russell Wilson can take him as far as he takes Seahawks. Pour one out for Mahomes, jumps up to 2-0 over Suck My Fits, 123-83.
I mean, that's just a free win.
Yeah, playing Mills is a bye week. That's a win. Close game here, Dave. This one's yourself. This was the game of the week last year.
Yeah, this sucked.
You lost to Tink for Trevor, Mr. Romano, 125-117.
Yeah, C-Mac went out, and then it was just all over from there. No touchdowns again from anyone else, so it just totally screwed me.
Yeah. We had Bryce's team straight cash home. He put up 139 to beat Rated X, 126.
Yeah, he's looking scary. I mean,
2-0 as well.
Rated X, he needs some help. I don't trust Austin Eckler and Josh Kelly in that duo. It's going to be sketcy.
I believe he has both of them, so he kind of protected himself for that one, though.
Right,
so.
But you can't start both guys.
You can start Chubb and Hunt, so we'll see if the Chargers can deploy that 2 running back play like that. So.
If you think Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt are the same as Austin Eckler,
I'm not saying they're the same.
And Josh Kelly.
I'm saying they can produce similar.
Okay.
Not even close to the same.
Okay.
Chubb and Hunt are both top 10 backs in the league.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Sure.
So, 69ers, another 2-0 team, 133 to Sweaty Punt, 108.
Losing Cortland Sutton, though. It's going to hurt him.
That's going to tough. That's tough. I mean,
he's got Tyreek, but what else? What else you got?
Yeah, who's your wide receiver 2 right now?
I believe it's Traquan Smith.
Yeah. All right. And you got
That's going to suck when Michael Thomas comes back.
Got old man Breeze back there, too. He's slinging it.
He's doing just fine.
Yeah. Armageddon for 7, unfortunately.
He took the dub this week.
He took the win. He had the weekly high of 169, beating Scorpio 169 to 116.
I mean, yeah, your dad's having a tough go at it, starting 0-2 like myself, but
I mean, he's a tight end away from a championship, so thank God he has 4 of them on his roster.
Yeah, Nate, you got to relax with tight ends, my guy. You got 4 of them. I mean, let the other kids eat some tight ends.
It's crazy.
We want to pick some up, just drop some.
I'm a tight end away.
Logan Thomas, Jonnu Smith.
Huh?
Who else does he have?
He has, let me check real quick. He picked up
Drew Sample.
And
Njoku on the IR.
Yeah, David Njoku.
Man's got 4 tight ends for a 1 tight end spot.
You gotta give him credit though. I mean,
he
said he was a tight end away.
And
he picks up 4, and then he gets the weekly high.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, 4 quarters equals a whole. So let's see if that can bring his entire tight end right there. So we got Nation of Nope, that's last week. Next week, let's It Hearns when I pee picks up a win against Sleeper City, 122 to 110.
Yeah. That's Dak Prescott having a game coming back against Falcons.
That's a big win for Roberts there. He needed that one. Nuck if you buck, 142 to Morningwood, 126. Shane.
Lamar Jackson.
Looking good, man. 142. Big high. I hit on this last week, guys. I had to come into the locker room. I had to talk to the team. I'm missing Galladay. I'm missing Kittle. Not looking good for the franchise. Hype that team up. Franchise wins 102 to 85.
I mean, how many points did you have for your kicker?
22.
19.
Young
19,
Hoku.
and kickers don't matter.
Young Hoku. He was like my 3rd highest scoring player behind none other than Deontay Johnson and Big Ben. So,
just I think you won because that kicker. Also, you won because you told Jake to bench Noah Fant. I mean,
I did hit on...
There's a little bit of collusion going on there.
I said bench Noah Fant in my sit-ems last week.
And he's playing Noah Fant. That's kind of fishy.
Hey.
We get some fish emojis in the chat.
I don't set the lineups.
I
just do my best to help, and I helped myself with that one.
Yeah, clearly.
Who did you bench him for?
Wasn't somebody good.
No. It was somebody.
I mean, his tight end put up like 8 points.
Yeah.
Jimmy Graham, he got 2 points, 2.3. So he's had Noah Fant for 15. Surprisingly, I would have won anyway, actually. So I would have covered that by 7. So that's a good win by me. Without George Kittle. Without Kenny Galladay.
Oh, you pat yourself on the back, Fran. There you go.
That great locker room meeting hyped that team up. So, Dave, we hit on it earlier. NFL injuries were insane this week. Any game you put on, there was somebody being carted off. There was somebody being taken into the locker room.
I mean, I got hit hard. McCaffrey's out for 6 weeks. He's going to be on the IR.
Yeah.
Mostert, he's 2 to 4 with a sprained MCL. Nick Bosa, he's gone the whole season. Saquon, he's gone. Both of them tore their ACLs. I mean,
I want to say them. Solomon Thomas also tore his ACL.
Drew Lock, AC joint.
Solomon Thomas, Nick Bosa, Joey Bosa, Nick Bosa, and Saquon.
ACLs.
Yeah, all ACLs.
And Cortland Sutton, ACL and MCL.
Yeah, I said there was 7 this past weekend.
7 torn
ACLs.
Yeah, so
that's
terrible.
It's gonna be a new high.
That's terrible. Let's say Jimmy G. Jimmy G's hurt.
Don't got them in fantasy.
Jimmy G's hurt. Sterling Shepard's hurt.
Sterling, yeah, he's on the IR too.
Paris Campbell injury looked disgusting watching that.
Malik Hooker, he tore his Achilles.
Yep.
Tyrod Taylor got a needle into his chest.
Yeah, that's a...
like, come on. What are we doing in L.A.?
That's not
putting needles in the guy's lung. Come on. That's just... I mean, Justin Herbert comes out, balls out.
The craziest part about it is like Tyrod was supposed to play. Tyrod gets that crazy injury.
I think they did it on purpose. Tyrod sucks. But that's just me.
I mean, but mishap by the doctors, mishap by the training staff, and
talk about a payday coming in for him.
It's crazy because no matter where Tyrod Taylor goes, he somehow gets hurt no matter what the injury is.
Because he's just not good, Fran.
I'm talking injury. And a rookie quarterback comes in, takes that job.
Because they're better than him.
He might be the unluckiest man in the entire NFL.
And one of the worst quarterbacks that still has a job.
He's the most average quarterback who still has a job.
No.
He will never lose you a game, but he'll never win you a game. He is right in the middle, smack dab, average.
He'll lose you a game, for sure. Look at the Bills.
It wasn't Tyrod. All right, guys, so We have a guest coming on next. We're going to take a word from our sponsor. Don't go anywhere.
Today's episode is sponsored by FatAssGlass.com, a top-ranked online smoke shop for all your smoking and vaporizing needs. Free 2 to 3 day shipping on orders $25 and up with interest-free payment plans available. Use code POWERHOUR for 10% off all purchases.
Alrighty, so we're back. So welcome back. Austin, owner of Rated X.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Said it earlier. I'm happy you guys picked the right guest to come on first. You made the best choice.
You know, you were our first pick, I'd say.
Yeah, absolutely.
Easily.
Absolutely.
Proud of you guys. That's big.
So, Austin, let's talk about your team. How you feeling about it?
I feel great. I said right after the draft happened, right outside here, that I had the deepest team in the league. I stand by that. Picked up an early injury with Le'Veon Bell, but I mean, my receiving core got one of the best tight ends.
If not
I'm built.
best.
I'm built for a championship run. So
absolutely. I mean, you took me down week 1.
Yep.
I believe you lost this week.
That's
so
a preseason game for me. So
yeah, you're sitting at 1-1 right now. Yeah. So I mean, we'll see. Me and you both 1-1. We might meet later in the year.
Yeah. I don't think so. I think I'll be there and you won't. But
I agree.
We'll see.
I just had a quarterback change.
Baker was
making
throwing
some
too many
waiver
picks.
wire
Huh?
moves.
Huh?
Baker was throwing too many picks. He looked good in the first half, but that team wants to run the football too much.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
off Baker. I'm on Minshew. So that was
Minshew.
my waiver wire pickup.
Gardner Minshew.
Yep.
We'll talk about Minshew. So you went in. You spent 11 on Minshew. How do you feel about that?
Pretty good value. I mean, one of the guys bid 9 on him,
Yep.
so I feel like getting him at 11 was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Absolutely.
top 10 guy through first 2 weeks, so can't hate
Yeah,
that.
especially if Minshew can continue the way he's playing, he'll carry you the rest of the season.
Yeah, they don't want to run the football either. They want to throw it.
No,
so.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, even if they want to run the ball, they're going to be losing and have to be throwing. So I like Minshew fantasy, absolutely. Hitting on the waiver wire, we had Mike Davis.
Totally.
The expected fill-in for McCaffrey.
Screws
Mike
me.
Davis picked up for 29.
Yeah, I had 28 points left.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's
so
tough. That's tough.
That's some big brain math going over there. By
I think
morning
29.
wood.
I think 29 is a lot for him.
I do too.
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely, especially McCaffrey's on
6
the IR.
weeks. 6 weeks.
At most,
6
it's
weeks.
3 though. At most, it's 3.
Yeah, but
If he comes back in week 4, that's not terrible. Or
No,
4
it's-
weeks from now,
it's
that's not
great.
terrible.
No, it's great.
Great for him. Not great for Mike Davis.
No, I mean Mike Davis has some upside for the next couple weeks. He had 7 catches, I think.
Yeah,
But
I think he only ran the ball once too,
yeah,
which is
he's-
weird.
I mean, he's not going to be running it too much.
Speaking about that, I picked up Curtis Samuel with 10.
Right, Fran's got this
Buckle up.
big brain idea that Curtis Samuel, wide receiver, is going to be the running back for the Carolina Panthers.
Not the running back.
No,
he's
he's-
going to run the ball. He's going to run the ball.
But he already runs the ball, so what's that mean?
He's going to get more. They don't have McCaffrey. They miss McCaffrey. Look, Cordero Patterson had to do it.
Oh my!
Curtis Samuel can do it. Curtis Samuel is faster,
Not the same person.
shiftier.
Cordero
if-
Patterson is one of the more dynamic return men of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Curtis Samuel
Curtis Samuel
had the
got
potential to be that.
It's-
He had the potential
This
to be
guy
that.
on the Panthers. Like,
I mean, that's the upside I'm looking at Samuel. Dude's electric when he has the ball. The issue is Carolina's never really been able to get him the ball. He really can't get open in pass routes at receiver. Just throw him at running back. Hit him with that swing pass, the wheel routes, the screens. Get him the ball in open space, and I think Curtis Samuel can electrify somebody. I mean, they need a spark in that offense.
yeah, I don't think Curtis Samuel's that.
We'll see how it plays out. I'll give you a chance at it, but I'm going to give you 1 week.
But
He's not running the
It's
football.
not massive. It's not a massive thought. I mean, I do think Mike Davis ran the ball once.
Right.
Curtis Samuel ran the
I
ball.
mean, they
I
were
think
also down the entire game.
Samuel
so.
ran the ball 4 or 6 times. I forget which one, but he does more carries than Mike Davis had last week. So it's not a crazy take. We'll see how it plays out.
Right.
I'm not picking up as a running back, so it doesn't hurt me.
All right.
Then we had Deion Lewis was picked up for 9.
That offensive line's not going to help him there, but he's got some pass catching. But Devontae Freeman just got signed, so it's.
Yeah.
I think you should have just waited on it, see what was going to happen there, and then.
How early do you think they're going to be able to get Devontae Freeman in?
I think he'll play this Sunday.
I think I think they're going to go to Lewis more than you think, and I don't think that's a team that's going to be playing ahead too often. So, anytime you can bring in Deion Lewis, who granted he hasn't done it recently,
Wayne Gallman can't catch the ball either.
That's the thing with Freeman is Freeman was a pretty good receiving back in Atlanta, so he has that receiving upside. But like you said, how early are they actually going to be able to fit Freeman into that offense?
Right.
I mean, it took Fournette about a month to get adapted in Tampa. So
and Fournette's like a crazy genius, so he's probably like it's gonna take 3 or 4 months.
I'm looking at a month for Freeman as well. Darrell Henderson was picked up for $6.
Yeah, I mean Malcolm Brown's looking good.
Yeah, that's a great pickup, Malcolm Brown, man.
Imagine if you had your fab for like a Saquon Barkley injury or something big. Like
something that matters to your team. I don't know.
It's just tough.
I can't comment. I picked up Naheem Hines for 31, and he was on the sidelines.
Then again, I picked up Benny Snell for 22,
and he's already off your team.
Yeah, and it hurt you this
dropped him this morning.
So, shockingly enough, guys, I think the fab is playing a bigger impact than a lot of people assumed it would.
Yeah, Hawes had no clue what it was. He thought it was real money.
Yeah.
So that's just Hawes for you.
Yep. We had
once a Dolphins fan, always
like
a Dolphins fan.
They're just like, the league's learning, like they didn't have to spend as big as they did week 1.
Yeah.
Which happens every year, and then people forget injuries happen. Football's so dangerous, and especially with no preseason.
Right.
No preseason, no traditional training camp.
Yeah. So
last week had to have been the biggest injury week I've ever seen in fantasy football.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's up there with
big
like
names.
two or 3 years ago. Honestly, there was another big one like this, but this one was big name players. Yeah. So
Tyrod Taylor.
Not big name.
Saquon Barkley.
Doesn't make the top 10 there, Dave.
Oh. You don't think so?
Unfortunately, he does not. Maybe a couple years ago he had hopes for that.
No.
But no. So Drew Sample and Traquan Smith were the other two. They were picked up for 5. I mean,
Drew Sample's going to get a lot of targets, but again, that's as far as...
I like Sample. I think that the amount of volume he got after Zuma went out is something to keep an eye on.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the Bengals are going to... They threw the ball with...
60 times.
Yeah, they threw it more times than you should ever throw a rookie. So
I
expect him to get underneath probably, maybe if he gets 5-6 catches a week and he gets like 70 yards.
That's a win as a tight end.
Yeah.
Yep, so we're going to go to a new segment. I'm going to give you guys a couple players. You're going to tell me if you give up on them yet. Is it time to give up?
Okay.
Hit me with it.
I'm not going to be talking just fantasy. If you guys want to take it into fantasy or if you want to take it into the NFL. So somebody like Carson Wentz.
I mean, dude, Philadelphia Eagle, he sucks. He's out. He's gone. Like, I'm done with the Eagles.
Yeah?
They have
already?
no receivers. They're not going to have any help this year. I think it's a bust year for him. Let him go somewhere else. Get maybe Trevor Lawrence in there and shape things up.
Oof. I'm not out on Wentz yet.
Come on.
I'm not out on Wentz this year either.
No.
He has if all those weapons are healthy and they can get the run game going, the line is down, that offensive line's struggling. If they can get healthy there, they can get a receiver back.
It's a lot
they
of
have
ifs.
the weapons to do
a lot
it.
Of ifs.
We know that he has but we know that he has the talent. We've seen him do it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's as much about him as much as what's around him.
I think the only thing helping him there too is the division he's playing in. Because you're not playing in a division with, I think,
top flight talent.
I don't know.
That division beats up on itself all the time, but
I mean, you can make the playoffs 8-8.
All I'm saying is I'm not giving up on him yet. It's too early, and like you said, that division, the Cowboys can be the best team in the league one week and then look the worst the next.
Right.
Yep,
it's usually anyone's division.
Mm-hmm.
It usually comes down to the last couple weeks.
So how about Drew Brees? Is it time to give up on Drew Brees?
I'm there. I think I'm done with Drew Brees.
Yeah, I'm getting close.
We were talking about this earlier. Our wonderful producer Ty Gaudet has him as quarterback and was saying the stats about he's not really a deep ball thrower. That's not his game.
Right.
I think the issue is that he's missing the underneath passes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that pick he threw Monday night, he was looking at that linebacker right in the eyes and hit him in the nose with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
it's crazy.
There's one thing to not have the arm anymore and still make it work. It's another thing to not have the arm and not be able to make the throws you need to make. That's what I'm starting to see out of him. So I wouldn't be surprised if some point this year we see Drew Brees on the bench.
And Jameis Winston.
Dave, you agree with that take on Brees?
I mean, I'm getting there. Drew Brees, all-time, easily Hall of Famer. But, I mean, you got Kamara, you have Michael Thomas. You have guys that help that short pass scheme work.
Yeah.
But, again, if Drew Brees just can't throw the ball, then what are you going to do? Well, I don't know if Jameis Winston's the right fit there. Maybe do a little bit of Taysom Hill. But give it a few more weeks. Let everyone get healthy on that team. Mm-hmm. But if he doesn't throw over for, over 250, 300, what are we doing here? You know what I mean?
It's a little nostalgic if you guys remember Peyton, when Peyton was on his downfall.
Yeah. I mean, you had a stud running back for him to just glide him through.
The roster's great. Peyton wasn't making the throws. He ended up getting benched for Osweiler. if I'm not saying it right now.
That contract?
I'm not saying it right now.
He got paid.
If Drew Brees doesn't start winning the games for the Saints, he's not like he didn't hurt the Saints.
I mean, Sean Payton was paying people to go knock someone's head off. I'm sure he'll just take Drew Brees out any time.
Well,
I mean,
when you start talking about Peyton Manning, at the end of his career, those defenses were unbelievable. Yeah. I don't think the Saints have that kind of defense.
No,
they have that offense though. Defense
wins
championships. You feel like the Broncos did too, and it just feels like he can't execute the offense the way he used to, and that does hurt the team.
That Broncos defense
and
was
if
sick.
that continues, honestly, they didn't lose this week because of Drew Brees. No. But if they're not winning games, and if they play the way they did this week, and Brees plays the way he did this week, honestly, the smartest thing to do. That offense is too good. That team is too talented. Mm-hmm. It's gonna suck to see it. It's gonna be a sad day for the NFL. But you gotta flip the switch eventually and go to somebody else.
Look what the Patriots did.
They didn't do it the exact same way. But how about Sam Darnold? Are you guys giving up on Darnold yet?
I mean, his forehead is huge, but the man got mono, so he's a straight baller. But I think you got to get Adam Gase out of there and just figure something out.
I don't think they have a Sam Darnold problem. They have a New York Jets problem.
Yeah. I think you put Sam Darnold really anywhere else, I think he's going to do all right. You put him in Miami, he's not doing what he's doing in.
I mean, you watch the games, you don't see him making terrible throws. You don't really see him. He had that bad game against the Patriots. Mm-hmm. Dave and I were there. He was seeing ghosts. Might have been Dave that he was seeing.
I think he was seeing me.
Could have been it.
Only saw half of me, though.
I don't think he makes terrible decisions. I think that the weapons around him in that offensive line are such a liability that you never get to see him make reads.
I mean, he's throwing a Braxton Berrios.
Yeah.
Threw a touchdown to Berrios.
He's handing the ball off to a 50-year-old.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to sit there.
Thickest neck ever, though.
Ever since Darnold was drafted, I was a huge Sam Darnold believer.
Yeah.
I believed in his talent. When he was at USC, he had terrible decision-making. He threw like 30 interceptions in the last 2 years at USC. He hasn't done that in the NFL. But, I mean, that roster is not good. No. That roster is terrible.
I mean, Jamal Adams left for a reason.
Exactly. Adam Gase is terrible.
That guy's a lunatic with his eyes.
He is a lunatic.
If the Jets have number one pick, are they taking Trevor Lawrence?
Crazy guys.
If the Jets have the number one pick, are they taking Lawrence?
I am.
I don't think their issue is the talent they have at quarterback, but they will.
Just because it's
I don't think they can
Jets
bring in
will
Lawrence
be the
and all of a
Jets.
sudden they're going to be good.
Yeah.
But
I think if they have the first pick, they have to get quarterback and then build around it. And hopefully Gase is gone. Hopefully it works. But, I mean, like I said, when Darnold was drafted, I loved him. I thought he was going to be a stud, but he's just – I don't put all the blame on him, but sooner or later, the quarterback does get blamed. So I'm giving up on Darnold right now, honestly. How about T.Y. Hilton?
No. I mean, T.Y.
I've never been on T.Y. Hilton. Can't give up what I never believed in. So
T.Y. He's the number one there. I mean,
he's not playing like the number one.
Yeah, I know, but Rivers and him, they need a little bit of time. It's Corona season, no preseason, doesn't get a lot of snaps. Just give it time, Fran. That defense is good. That offense is going to be in the works.
I think it's a little overrated. I think Phillip Rivers is a little older. I think that offensive line is too good. Look what they did with Taylor last week.
Yeah,
I mean, did that look like they were running him like a rookie?
No.
They were running him like they did back in Wisconsin when it was 10 degrees and they couldn't throw. It didn't look like a team that's ready to throw the football over the yard like they were with Locke.
I mean, with Phillip Rivers, he's a straight shooter. He shoots where he wants. He gets it in the hole. He at the end of the day, you're gonna have him in the fourth quarter. You're probably gonna have him mess up, but
we'll see how it plays
I would
out.
rather Phillip Rivers than Jacoby Brissett.
Alrighty, let's move on. Let's go Ronald Jones.
I think Fournette's taking that job over.
Yeah, he's
ready.
Yep.
Yeah.
All it took was one play for me.
Yeah,
I mean, Ronald Jones has never done that.
I didn't think.
I agree.
I didn't think it was going to be this early at all. I didn't think it was going to be this early, but I'm going to say that fumble was costly. That fumble definitely hurt. And then Fournette with the 2 big touchdowns, especially the one late in the game.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be week 6, week 7.
Yeah, I did too.
Fournette, but
I'm going to say we're sitting here week 3, and we're all 3 of us are going to give up on Rojo.
It was a no-brainer.
Yeah, I just love LSU.
Fitman, how about this one? Naeem Hines.
I'm upset with Naeem Hines.
Yeah,
I was actually in the group me saying I would give up 10 waiver points for him, which I can't even do.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't want to see his name on my roster.
Absolutely.
That could be one of those ones where I look back and if I need a waiver pickup later and I can't do it, that's going to be the one.
That's how I feel about
With
Benny
that
Snell.
said, I was reading a lot, just trying to save face on anything. And everyone was saying it was more of the game script that was happening. I don't know if that's true. I didn't feel like they were really... Like, yeah, they were running the football a lot, but I still feel like if they were going to use him, they would have ran him as well. I mean, he played 6 snaps, I think, and he had 1 target, 1 catch for 4 yards.
Yeah.
That makes me pretty nervous.
I think they just really wanted to give Taylor that confidence, which, I mean, kid did a good job.
So, I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. I'm not giving up yet, only because I can't.
Okay.
So.
You literally, that's fair.
How about Will Fuller? You guys
mean,
give up on Will Fuller?
Yeah, I had him last year. His hamstrings destroyed me, and it's going to be the same thing this year. He just cannot stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Great talent, great wide receiver, but that hamstring injury has been nagging him for the past 2-3 years.
Another guy where when I'm drafting a team, if I see his name available, I don't even stop.
Yeah.
So I have no opinion on the guy. Never in on him, so always out.
Alrighty. How about Cooper Kupp? So Kupp is not nearly as good as anyone expected him right now.
No. I mean, 2 weeks in, guy had a great year last year. You also got Robert Woods, Higbee, Goff spreading the ball around a lot more. I'm not out on him, per se, but I don't think he's that wide receiver 1 you thought he was coming into this year.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not out on him either for the same thing Dave said, but if he's your wide receiver 1 in fantasy, I think you're probably in trouble.
Yeah, you got to be a little scared.
So, unless they change something up, they're still throwing the ball a lot, so I'm a little surprised that he hasn't been more involved.
I think Robert Woods is starting to get a lot more comfortable in that offense. I mean, he got paid, so.
Yeah.
Yep.
He looks like the primary weapon for sure.
All right, so that's it for players. Is it time to give up on Houston, on the Texans?
No. I mean, dude, they had 2 of the best NFL opponents the first 2 weeks. I mean, you got the Chiefs first week, then you get Baltimore the next week. That's insane. And just being 0-2, I mean, yeah, Deshaun's degressed a little bit, but I don't know. I think you're fine. You just need Brandon Cooks to be the Brandon Cooks that he was.
Yeah.
Same with the healthiness of it. And I like David Johnson in that backfield too. So
you think they're going to bounce back from the 0-2?
Oh yeah, 100%. They'll be in the playoffs, no doubt.
Division winner?
I think there's a real chance that we're talking about them being 4-3 in a few weeks, and we're like, wow, they really turned it around. And I think that division is totally up for grabs.
Yeah.
The Titans are obviously the best team in that division as of right now.
But
there's too much talent. I think there's too much talent. You have Deshaun Watson. That defense isn't terrible. It's not going to win you games, but it'll keep him in the games.
Right.
We'll see if they can figure it out on offense.
Alrighty. How about the good old Atlanta Falcons?
No, they're done.
Yeah, Pats killed them a few years ago. I mean, they can't keep a lead. They cannot run the ball. Dan Quinn doesn't understand that if you run the ball, the time doesn't stop.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if he gets that.
Quick math.
No, I don't know. I mean,
quick math.
Yeah.
Oh, the clock is still clicking down. Wait a minute, we're good.
The Falcons don't have the defense. Obviously, they're in a division where it's going to be a lot of shootouts. But if you're talking about actual sustained success, I mean, they got their doors blown off by the Seahawks. They blew a massive lead against the Cowboys. It's like, how many different types of ways can you have a chance to win games and still blow it before we just say it's the coach, they can't figure it out.
Exactly.
You got to push the reset.
Exactly. I mean, if you just watch an onside kick go in front of you and you don't jump on it.
I don't know if that's coaching as much as it is dumb players, which I guess could come from coaching.
I feel like every single person was like, someone else will get it. Yeah. Someone else will get it. And then nobody ever got it.
So you got it.
Honestly,
I got it.
Yeah. Here's what
I would say when teams are losing, it's either quarterback's fault or the coach's fault.
Right.
And I'm putting all of the blame on Dan Quinn.
Yeah, I mean,
Matt Ryan does what he needs to do to win games. The coaching does not.
Fair.
So we're going to switch that over to Hype Train. How much do you guys hype these guys up? How much do you think the hype is real? James Robinson from Jaguars.
Love it.
Yeah?
Love it. I mean, second weekend, 108 yards, touchdown. He's looking good. But, I mean, the downside, I should say, is if Raquel Armstead ever comes back, he's probably going to take that job over. Okay. Unless, I mean, James Robinson impresses, which he has been. So
they don't run the ball a lot. He had one big run last week that I think kind of made his week.
Right.
Other than that, we're just talking about one touchdown, 50 yards.
They are down a lot, which
he's the only option. So I guess you go with it for now. But like you said, if Raquel comes back, then it's going to call into question his value.
Absolutely. My guy, Deontay Johnson.
He had a good week, but, I mean, you're hyping him up like he's Julio Jones or something.
He's not that.
He's not Julio Jones.
I mean, look, he's a Big Ben. He likes to throw the ball a lot. I thought James Conner was going to be more of a bell cow guy.
Mm-hmm.
He looked good in week 2.
He looked good in week 2.
Yeah.
But, you think their defense is good, and you also think they're going to run the football, but then Big Ben's throwing all over the yard.
So you never
exactly.
I think you're going to have a lot of weeks with Deontay where he scores 20 points with a touchdown,
Some weeks he has
90,
8
100 yards. Yeah, and then the next week he'll get targeted 3 times. They'll lose a game 21-17, and it'll just be a defensive grind. And it's just going to be tough to count on week in and week out, I think.
All right, I'm going to disagree with that one. Honestly, I'm going to hit
Hot
you guys
take
with something on Deontay. Deontay Johnson was number 3 in targets right now behind Darren Waller and DeAndre Hopkins.
Insane.
Deontay Johnson is number 1 for Pittsburgh in receptions.
Touchdowns?
Deontay Johnson is number 1 for Pittsburgh in receiving yards.
Touchdowns?
Deontay Johnson is number 1 on Pittsburgh for targets.
And not touchdowns.
No, he has 1 touchdown to Juju's.
I think we need to wait for them to play a good defensive team. I know Denver's no slouch on defense. I guess the Giants really aren't either.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, those are 2 games where you knew they were going to be able to stand back there and air it out.
Right.
And that's exactly what they did. First game didn't go too great. Second game went pretty well.
Yep.
Like I said, I think he's going to be up and down, so we'll see how it plays out.
All right, we'll see this week. I'm all over Deontay Johnson. Grab him if you can. N'Keal Harry. What do you guys think?
I like Damiere Byrd better than N'Keal Harry.
You know what, though? N'Keal Harry said something in the press conference today where he actually said it feels good to have a QB that finally trusts him.
Oh.
Don't you think that does something for his psyche? He got targeted, I think it was 12 times.
Yeah, I think he got 12
I don't think Brady targeted him
that
that 12 times in practice last year.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that speaks volumes. You saw it a little bit. He was starting to put his head down, trying to run through guys. He looked like he was a little bit quicker off the ball. I think he's starting to gain that confidence that he needs. I think that's going to be a big factor. I don't think he doesn't have talent. I think it's the fact that no one had faith in him, and he started to lose faith in himself.
Okay.
Cam Newton, contrary to what you said, can actually throw the football.
Yeah,
confirmed.
who knew?
Credit to you for admitting that. I think he's going to be all right. Am I willing to say I'm going to start him every week in fantasy? No. I think that's a good guy to have on your bench and see where he plays to, though.
100%.
All right.
Did you see the stat about that last week with the Patriots game? The targets to that group of 4 receivers right there with N'Keal Harry, Jacoby Myers, Izzo, and the Bird. They had 24 targets. You think Brady targeted 24 times all last year?
He wouldn't even think about Damiere Byrd.
Yeah, no.
Probably didn't even know Damiere Byrd was on the roster.
No.
Let's be real.
He wasn't last year. So, I mean,
fuck.
The thing with Harry, I mean, 8 for 72 is pretty good. Again, I mean, I don't see the Pats throwing the ball nearly that much. If they have to, they will. I really don't think N'Keal Harry has the talent to be what he was this week in and week out. I don't see it. Like you said, Dave. Honestly, they still have Edelman. Edelman's gonna die on the field. That guy is nuts.
I mean, yeah, he's legit gonna die on the field.
He's nuts. He's good. He's one of the best ever at the position. Damiere Byrd, Edelman. I'm out on Harry still. He's still the number 3.
I think he's gonna produce. The longer the season goes, the more Cam's
you just gotta give him a chance.
Yeah.
All right.
He's got a quarterback that likes him. Let's see where it goes.
Exactly.
Logan Thomas. Former quarterback.
Quarterback. Yeah, exactly. I don't trust anyone on Washington, really. I mean, maybe Terry McLaurin. But that's it. That's the only guy. So, like, in garbage time, that's who they're going to.
Yep.
Logan Thomas might be good for a few touchdowns, but I don't think he's going to be a top 10 tight end.
Yeah, I mean, I watched a good bit of that Cardinals Washington football team game.
Thank you.
I didn't even notice him on the field, to be honest with you. Like, when they were making plays on offense, it was McLaurin, it was Haskins moving his feet and hitting someone outside the pocket.
Yeah.
I didn't see Logan Thomas too much. He seems to be doing all right so far. I don't think his ceiling is that high, but I don't think his floor is too low.
Absolutely.
So if you just needed a plug-and-play guy, I guess that would be the one to go to.
It's crazy. If you look at Logan Thomas, he was drafted in the 4th round back in 2010 as a quarterback.
By who?
I don't know who drafted him.
I mean, not the team he's on now.
Yeah, he's been on about 8 different teams now.
Unreal.
But if you were to go back 10 years ago and say this quarterback is going to be producing 10 years from now at tight end.
Taysom Hill.
Yeah, I mean, Hill did the same thing. But
Edelman.
I mean, the thing with Washington, I think you got Haskins is desperate for a playmaker on that team outside of
Terry McLaurin.
If he continues to target Logan Thomas the way he has, I think Thomas's upside is not great, but like you said, Austin, his floor is not terrible if he continues to get the volume. Right. I mean, I don't think he's a weekly start at tight end, but if I would never feel comfortable putting him in my lineup.
Yeah, I agree.
But
I mean, Haskins isn't going to be airing the ball out for 300, 400 yards either. He's not.
The tight end position is just so thin where you can stash Thomas, and if he does end up breaking out towards the end of the year.
Look at Nate. He stashed him and about 3 others.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly.
Half the league's tight ends.
Yeah, he's all set up for that.
Credit to Nate.
Correction, Logan Thomas was drafted in 2014.
Ooh. All right, 2014.
By the Cardinals.
He was playing him this week. That's
6 years. Still, this guy's been in the league for 6 years and converted from quarterback to tight end and is producing now. So, whatever. Are you guys in or how much are you hyping Arizona? They're 2-0 right now. They're looking good.
I love them.
Yeah.
I think Kyler Murray is way more dynamic than I thought. I think that it's not only we knew he had the arm, we knew he could run around. It was a question of whether or not him and Kingsbury would be able to settle in and run an NFL offense. And so far, it looks like he's avoiding turnovers. Obviously, D-Hop's a big weapon for him.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the biggest additions you get as a
they
young quarterback.
Really been running the football too much. So I don't think there's been much surprise to what they're doing, and they're still doing everything they can with success. They beat the 49ers. I think they're pretty legit. I think they can make some noise out there in the NFC.
Yep. Yeah, like you said, they're not running the ball a lot. A lot of people had crazy high hopes for Kenyon Drake.
Yeah.
I've been way out on Drake ever since his Miami days. Kyler Murray leads that team in attempts, yards, and touchdowns right now. So I don't think that's going to continue. But Kenyon Drake's not doing what they thought he would do. So
yeah, Kyler Murray's looking like a beast too. I think that week 1 he only got tackled once. Week 2,
which is crazy.
Like he's making the right plays. It's all upside from there. I think just as good as Kyler plays.
Alrighty, another team that's 2-0. Are you guys? How in are you on the Vegas Raiders?
That offense looks legit as long as their car plays. I mean, they can run the ball, they can throw the ball downfield a little bit, but I mean, they can totally run that whole clock situation like during a game. I think Josh Jacobs is a top 5 actual back in the league, or pure running back. He's taking 3 downs. He's doing it all over there. And then Darren Waller came out this week, looked sick. Yeah. So it all depends on how good the quarterback can actually do.
Right now, Jacobs leads the NFL in broken tackles.
Yeah.
Darren Waller is number 2 in targets. I would say he leads tight ends in every tight end category there, or every receiving category there is. So he's looking like the number 1 tight end. Josh Jacobs is balling out. Honestly, I think that team's going to rely a lot on the defense and their young playmakers. Yep. I would say if you listen to Belichick today, I would say he hit on, I think, 6 or 7.
All-time outfit of Belichick.
Yeah. I mean,
wouldn't even wear that to bed.
No, yeah,
exactly. But he hit on, I think, 6 or 7 different defensive players who are all at they're under 28. So that team's young. I think the Raiders are definitely going to be a surprise team this year.
Yep. So. I think that defense is just going to keep improving week to week.
I was going to say, I think you guys nailed it. I think as good as the offense looked, defense is young and talented. They got that safety Abraham who almost died to the TV.
Yeah, I mean,
Jonathan Abram.
That was the wildest.
When he comes downhill, man, he wants to take people's heads off. I think that's a guy Gruden loves, and they like to put him in the box and run stuff. So I think he's a dynamic player. I just think that defense, it's a little young. I think you saw that week 1. They gave up a lot of points, but I mean, anytime you can, hold Drew Brees in that Saints offense down to what they did.
Absolutely.
When he went into that TV cart, he was literally, in my mind, was dead.
They went to commercial. He had no pulse.
And then he came back and he's like, let's go. I'm like, all right.
He came back in the game, though.
Yeah.
Like that,
believe that should be illegal.
That's hard.
He had an MRI on his shoulder after that, and I say he's fine. So
I mean, I would if that happened to me, I'd play it out for the fans too. Everyone watch at home,
Yeah, all the fans in that packed stadium.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the Raiders are definitely gonna capitalize on the.
Are you gonna say execute?
Yeah, no, they're gonna capitalize on the extra playoff spot.
I think they get in.
I think they get in regularly.
I don't think they're going to beat the Chiefs to it.
Absolutely not.
Whoa. All right.
But I mean,
hot take Fred. Oh.
I think they're going to get in the playoffs. I think they're going to squeeze in as 6 or 7 seed.
Yep.
Honestly. Alrighty. So
Got stardom sit-ems.
I would say we got stardom sit-ems. Yeah, we'll go stardom sit-ems. So
I got some hot takes here.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it. On stardom sit-ems or just a crazy hot take in general?
I think I got some stardom sims that are going to turn some heads. I'd like to start at quarterback.
Absolutely. You start us off. Let's see.
I'll do both my stardom and my sit-em. So I'm starting Minshew, which might seem a little biased because I picked him up.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm. But he's looked great the first 2 weeks. He's playing a Miami defense that just got torched by Josh Allen.
Yep.
Obviously, Josh Allen's better quarterback, but Jacksonville's going to be throwing the ball all over the place, and he's the guy to do it. I'm sitting Aaron Rodgers this week.
Fran made that mistake week 1.
I've heard about this. I think this New Orleans defense is going to be playing a little ticked off. They're going to be playing at home, which fans or no fans is an advantage for them. I just think it's going to be a tough matchup for Green Bay. And Devontae Parker's a little banged up. Not Devontae Parker, Devontae Adams a little banged up. I don't know. If he's not playing, who do you look to? I mean, Lazard is the top guy at that team at that point. So I'm sitting Aaron Rodgers this week. Might be a little controversial.
I love hearing that because once you doubt Rodgers, that means a big week from Rodgers. It's just perfect for me.
I mean, let's just actually both weeks. I sat Aaron Rodgers week 1. He turned around and threw 4 touchdowns in my face. I sat Ryan Tannehill last week. He turned around and threw 4 touchdowns in my face. So if you guys are listening to this, you should probably want to start my sit-em. I'm going to start Trubisky. I mean,
sit the hell out of Mitch.
Or sit and start.
No. Keep going. Sorry, Francis.
He's playing Atlanta.
He's playing
Atlanta. Right. You guys have seen what Russell Wilson and Dak Prescott have done to Atlanta. I mean, Dak ran 3 touchdowns in. Trubisky also has the running game in his repertoire.
Huge runner.
Ooh, the vocabulary.
Repertoire.
Stephen A. Smith over here.
Yeah, big week for me. Big week.
Back when he took that grass class in college.
So I'm gonna sit there. I'm gonna sit Jared Goff.
All right. I like that.
Honestly, they're playing the Buffalo Bills. Bills defense is good. They have arguably the top defensive backs in the league. Trey White's pretty good out there. So he's going to lock down Robert Woods, I believe. Might be a good week to throw Kupp in there. I think Kupp might have a big week going off their number 2. But, I mean, Buffalo plays the pass defense pretty well. I'm sitting Goff.
Yeah, all right. I mean, Goff had last week he did pretty good. Week 1 was kind of a dud. I'll take it. My stardom, the rookie, Justin Herbert. I think after Tyrod got his lung poked out a little bit, a little injection, I think Herbert, he showed against that Chiefs defense that he was the real deal, and I think he's going to continue that. And he looked great with Keenan Allen. Just you got to hope Mike Williams does something. And Hunter Henry's always going to be a stud with him. So.
All right.
And then I'm sitting Mr. Old Man Breeze. He looked god-awful against those Raiders.
Wow.
No offense, Tyler.
God-awful.
God-awful. God as my
bulletin board material.
God as my witness.
Breeze for Rodgers straight up.
He's my sit-em.
I would need.
I wouldn't start either this week.
A million more things with that.
Alrighty, Dave. Who you starting at running back?
James Conner. I mean, I sat him a few weeks ago. I think maybe
last week you did, yeah.
Yeah.
Last week.
And he totally showed me wrong. I think James Conner is going to start. If he's healthy, he's going to start getting a lot more carries because Benny Snell I think saw 4 touches. Mm-hmm. So that's just huge upside. I'm going to be sitting Todd Gurley. I don't think that Atlanta offense cannot run the ball. I don't know what it is. They don't know how to. I don't know if they forgot how to, if they think they are not allowed to because they can't touch the ball, hand it off because Corona. I don't know. But
that's a Quinn special right there.
Right, that's a Quinn special. They do not hand it.
Same thing with their onside kick team. You might be onto something with that.
If they're up 15, they're going to throw that ball until the clock stops because I don't know.
Your strengths.
Yeah, I don't
Dan Quinn will kick a field goal down 4 with less than 2 minutes left.
Yeah, I mean, if they go up 25, they're not running the ball either.
No,
so.
But they're a passing team first. Todd Gurley, he's good, but I don't think he's going to be a good start this week.
I don't think Dan Quinn knows that he has
Todd Gurley
5 first-round picks on his offensive line.
No chance.
Does he?
Yeah, 11 starters.
Oh, that's dumb of him to not know that.
Yeah, and I mean,
what an idiot.
If you watch it, you would never know either. So I'm going to start Jerick McKinnon. San Francisco's playing the Giants this week. They love McKinnon. McKinnon's McVay's, not McVay, Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan went to San Francisco. He handpicked Jerick McKinnon. McKinnon hasn't been healthy the last 2 years he's been there. He's finally healthy. He's finally the back that Shanahan signed. Mm-hmm. So, especially with Mostert and Coleman both most likely missing this week, jump on Jerick McKinnon. He's going to have a big week against the Giants. Unfortunately, I hate to say it, I'm going to sit Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Oh, hot take, Franny. He sucks.
You won't sit him.
He's playing Buffalo. I'm not going to sit him in an 18-man, but if I'm playing a 12-man,
you won't stay true to your take and sit him.
but I won't. Edwards-Helaire,
fraud.
He's playing Baltimore. Baltimore is, I believe, the number one defense against a PPR running back in the last 2 years.
Sure.
You've seen how they've contained Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb, and David Johnson all year.
Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb, top 10 backs.
Agreed.
Disagree.
Baltimore defense, top 3.
Agree.
All right.
Nice. Same consensus.
Glad we got that out of the way.
Yeah.
But, I think Baltimore's defense is going to continue that trend, and I don't think Edwards-Helaire has a huge week.
No.
Okay. I'm starting Kenyon Drake this week against Detroit. A couple reasons for this. I think they are going to try and get Kenyon Drake more involved. I don't think they want to have Kyler Murray stand back there and be running around the entire time. I think just the first 2 matchups that suited him pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
I think they get up early. I think they run the ball with Kenyon Drake. Lions defense hasn't looked too great.
Giants defense. No, never mind.
You were right.
All right,
yeah,
I was right,
my
per
bad.
usual. So I like Kenyon Drake this week, and then this is a tough person to sit, but I think he's going to have a down week. Dalvin Cook against that Tennessee Titans front seven. Couple reasons. I think Tennessee looks at the Vikings' performance last week and says this team can't really throw the football, so we're going to take away the weapon, which is Dalvin Cook.
Mm-hmm.
I expect them to stuff the box, use that 7-man front, and shut that down. I also just think the Vikings are going to try and throw more this week. I think that they know they can't win games with Kirk Cousins throwing for like 7 yards and 4 interceptions. They need to try to do something to get the passing game going because that'll open up the run.
Yep.
Tennessee got absolutely gashed through the air last week, so I expect the Vikings to throw the ball a lot this week.
Absolutely.
Try to get it to Thielen a little bit more. And Irv Smith Jr. is someone you want to watch out for in that.
I like that.
I'm gonna start us off on receivers. Dave, you just spoke on Adam Thielen. I'm gonna actually start us with the sit 'em. I'm sitting Adam Thielen.
That's my guy.
I mean, you guys saw the performance Kirk Cousins had last week.
Adam Thielen ceiling is just as high as Kirk Cousins.
Exactly. So, like Austin said, I think Tennessee is going to look at that team and they're going to want to take away the run game. It may open it up a little bit for Adam Thielen, but I mean, if Cousins plays the way he did last week, Cousins has to play his ass off this week to get that offense back going. I don't see it happening, so I'm sitting Adam Thielen. I'm going to stick with the Chicago Bears on my quarterback receiver tandem. I'm starting Allen Robinson. Again, he's had that issue with the contract. He's had the issue with inaccurate passes being thrown his way. I think it's finally time that the Bears click. I think that passing game is finally going to click. I think Allen Robinson is going to click. He's going to be as good as he should be. Trubisky's going to have a great game. Allen Robinson's going to have a great game. And the Bears jump out to 3-0.
See, Fran, I am actually starting T.Y. Hilton. I think week 3 is the week that Phillip Rivers finally throws that perfect ball. I think T.Y. has been underproducing. He's gotten, maybe 90 yards through 2 games. Paris Campbell, who just went out with that knee injury, Zach Pascal, Pittman, they're all getting the same amount of targets, if not more, which, can't happen when you have T.Y. Hilton, who, with luck, he was a stud. I don't know if that's just with luck. But hopefully Phillip Rivers finds his niche with him, starts throwing the ball towards his way, and I think it's going to happen this week. And I am sitting Manny Sanders. He had an absolute zero. Yeah, he had an egg last week, and I think everyone's going to still be on the high side without Michael Thomas, and I don't see it, especially with Drew Brees as quarterback. I'm sitting the whole Saints team almost.
Tyler, noodle arm. He can't throw. He can't play.
Draquan Smith.
He can't play.
All right. I think I have a little bit of a surprise stardom. This is Nate's boy. Shout out Nate. We're starting Hollywood Brown against the Chiefs.
Air it out, City.
You were talking about, obviously, the running game and the defense of Baltimore. I think the Chiefs are going to try and do the same thing. I don't think they want Lamar running around. I don't think they want Ingram and Dobbins and these guys getting as many touches as they have been. I think they're going to try and take that away. I think it's going to open up Brown in the long game. I don't know. I think he's still a deep threat weapon for them. Wouldn't be surprised if he caught a couple long passes. Only needs one long one and a touchdown to make it night. So I would be starting him this week. And you mentioned him earlier. We talked about this matchup a little bit, but Cooper Kupp, I am sitting him this week.
Yeah.
just haven't seen it from him. I think they've been playing a little bit more 2 tight end sets. He hasn't been getting as many looks. They're doing everything they can to get the ball to Robert Woods. So tough for me to rationalize playing him as even a number 2 receiver at this point.
Who has a longer reception this week? Longest reception, Tyreek Hill or Marquise Brown? Who catches the longest pass?
Tyreek. That's just.
I think I go with Marquise Brown because when you're talking about
that
Baltimore is going to try and keep everything in front of them. They're going to try and make the Chiefs have to chip their way down the field. And
that's a good question, Fran.
I think that Hollywood Brown has a much better chance when the Chiefs are going to have to come up and defend that run. All it takes is, like I said, one time for him to get behind that defense, and we all know that Lamar can find him. So
that's going to be an interesting thing to watch, honestly.
Yeah, it's going to be a great Monday night game.
For tight ends, I'm starting T.J. Hawkinson. Galladay is finally back. Galladay is going to be on the field. He's going to draw a ton of attention. That's going to open a lot of space for T.J. Hawkinson's had a pretty good 2 weeks. I think he's going to continue that. I'm going to sit the Colts tight ends. Honestly, whoever plays at tight end, if Jack Doyle plays, I'm benching
Practice
Doyle.
Squad too.
Yeah,
all call him up. Yeah.
If whoever's playing tight end, any play on the Colts is benched. I'm benching Doyle. I'm benching Mo Alley Cox
after 7 catches, 113 yards.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sit him.
Sitting them both.
Wouldn't even consider
I'm going to start Tyler Higbee this week. I think he's starting to really show his true self in that Rams offense. Jared Goff's looking his way. He's a touchdown machine, and I think he's the ultimate pass-catching tight end in L.A.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting Nate's boy, Jonnu Smith.
All right, I like that sit.
He's had 2 free. Jonnu.
Oh, okay.
No.
Jonnu.
Yeah, Jonnu.
I just mix it up sometimes. Sometimes I think it's Jonnu. Yeah.
Jonnu Smith. He had 2 great weeks in the past 2 weeks. I don't think he's going to keep it up. Teams are going to start looking at him because he is fast as hell for a tight end.
Oh yeah, he's a problem.
He can take a ball, a screen, and take it to the house.
Yeah.
Like, he's that fast.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think he keeps producing like the way he is.
For me, another one of Nate's boys, which is most of them when you're talking about tight ends. I'm starting Drew Sample. We talked about this a little earlier. He got a lot of looks.
That's perfect.
Decent amount of catches.
You can bench Jonnu and
play Drew, yeah.
Jonnu.
And then
Jonnu.
Oh,
it's not Jonnu.
Oh, my bad, guys.
See, that's why I get it mixed up sometimes. Yeah, I just like Drew Sample. I like the amount of times they got him the football. I think if they're going to be standing back there and throwing the football and they keep struggling to run, they're just going to keep trying to find him underneath, and hopefully he becomes a nice little red zone target for Joe. So credit to Nate. That is a good tight end pickup in my opinion.
Even though, throw a dart at him.
Here's a guy I'm surprised Nate didn't pick up. Dalton Schultz, the tight end for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I'm sitting him this week. I just haven't seen anything dynamic from him. I had high hopes for Blake Jarwin. He apparently looked really good in camp. When he was on the field, he looked quick. Looked like there wasn't really a good matchup on defense for him. I just don't see that with Schultz. I haven't seen anything from him that gets me. Mm-hmm. I know a lot of people are starting him in their leagues, but for me, I'd have to see a little bit more before I played him.
Yeah, if you're scoring 40 points and you don't even see more than 3 balls coming your way, what are you going to do?
That's the thing that I want to hit on. You have Schultz as your sit-em. The craziest part, if you look at it, Michael Gallup last week was irrelevant.
Yeah.
Honestly, for a high-power offense that the Cowboys are, I don't think you're going to either have the tight end or one of those 3 receivers completely fall off the face. Any given week.
CeeDee Lamb's looking better and better each week.
We'll sit here next week and talk about how CeeDee Lamb got 2 catches and Dalton Schultz had 1. And Amari didn't have a great week last week.
Gallup didn't have a great 10 catches, didn't he?
No, he had
that was week 1. He had like 9 catches.
4 for like 90 last week.
I think with CeeDee Lamb, you see they're doing everything they can to get him the ball. They'll run end-arounds. They'll run him on bubble screens. They're just kind of sending Gallup down the field, and they're tucking Schultz underneath. Dak's not really looking for it. So Gallup and Schultz are 2 guys that I would look away from until I see a little more.
Exactly. Finman, who was your starter at quarterback?
Minshew.
Okay. Northeastern alum.
Yeah. Yep. Thanks.
Okay. So Tyler, let's hit up some of our questions.
All right, I think we got time for a few.
Celtics are down 6 at half. If anyone
We're not doing that.
Boys in the chat.
Let's see.
Fish in the chat.
This question's from Jake Mills. Says, what are realistic expectations for Mo Alley Cox going forward? Rivers loves these athletic tight ends.
Just as long as Jack Doyle stays out, I think. I mean, I wouldn't put it past me to see 2 tight ends run in Indy because Philip Rivers loved Hunter Henry back.
With Gates.
Yeah, so
I was going to say, from what I saw out of Mo Alley Cox, he's been in that system for a little bit now. Mm-hmm. I don't think Jack Doyle coming back, if him and Rivers have a connection, which it seemed like they did, he was looking to him a lot.
7 catches, 113.
He's like you said, he's athletic. He can do a couple different things. He can block. I like the way he looked. I didn't really think he was ever going to be an impact player. He was kind of up and down from the practice squad. Mm-hmm. But Philip Rivers is one of those guys where if he has a connection with him,
he's going to keep that guy.
They're going to keep him in the offense. So, a good pickup. I think, Dave, you picked him up in the league, right?
This morning.
Yeah, so that's a good pickup to me. You keep him on the sidelines for a little bit. If he continues to produce, then I could see him, moving up and being someone worth value to play.
Mm-hmm. I think it's all going to rely on Jack Doyle being on the field or not.
Yeah.
If Doyle is out, honestly, Doyle has a pretty long list of injury history the last few years. So, I mean, like you guys said, Rivers does love that tight end position. Cox had a big game, but we'll see. I'm not buying in.
Names.
Yeah, I'm not Alley Cox. I'm not buying in on.
Thank you.
I'm not buying in on it. We'll see how Jack Doyle comes back.
All right. This question is from Jake Goddett. Says Seahawks defense against Dallas or the Jags defense against Miami?
Seahawks defense. Jags don't have any defensive playmakers right now.
But you got to look at the offense they're playing. I think the Dolphins defense is a lot more susceptible to turnovers.
Yeah, Tannehill throws a pick.
Look, I think the Seahawks defense is obviously far better than the Jags defense. But you got to look at it as who's going to force more turnovers. Right. I don't trust Ryan Fitzpatrick as far as I can throw him. I'll take any defense that plays against him.
Yeah, I'm Jacksonville.
All right. T.Y. Hilton or Cole Beasley?
T.Y. Hilton. I think T.Y. is going to get more targets, I think, which more upside. You have the...
Well, I don't know if that's necessarily a lock. I think, obviously, the Bills are playing the Rams this weekend. Jalen Ramsey, I think he played 41 snaps on defense, didn't give a single catch last week, which is insane. It was his best defensive game that he's ever had last week. So, yeah, I think he's going to take away the Bills' best option. They might have to look for Cole Beasley underneath a little more. Might be a good time to stream him. Again, I'm out on T.Y. Always have been, always will be. So maybe a little biased there, but I do like Cole Beasley this week.
Yeah, of course. I'm a little biased with T.Y. because I just think he's a stud.
I'm taking Cole Beasley there as well. Diggs is gonna struggle this week with Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah.
Jalen Ramsey is the best cornerback in football, not Stephon Gilmore. It's Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah.
So I think Beasley is gonna. I think Beasley's gonna have a pretty good week.
All right. We got a trade.
Whoa.
Evaluate. Who wins this trade? Rodgers and Keenan Allen for Kyler and Deontay Johnson.
Deontay Johnson. If you're getting Deontay Johnson right now, you're winning a trade. Deontay Johnson and Kyler Murray.
That's not the reason.
Nope.
That's not the reason I like the trade for the Kyler Murray side. It's for Kyler Murray. He looks like one of the most dynamic quarterbacks in the NFL right now.
Absolutely.
He has one of the best weapons in the NFL, and he still has Larry Fitz there. I think they're going to start running the football more. I think anytime you can pick up a quarterback that could potentially finish top 5. And I don't hate Deontay Johnson. He's got some upside potential like we talked about, so I think that's a good trade for that side.
See, I like Keenan Allen and A-Rod. Rodgers is just...
This ain't 2015, Dave.
It's looking like it. I don't know. Keenan Allen with Justin Herbert, they looked great on Sunday. The connection was there 100%. They definitely will work on that. And Mike Williams looks like a non-factor, so I think Keenan Allen's upside is... Yeah, Keenan Allen's upside is huge with Herbert coming in, and then Rodgers, I think, is going to... I think he'll throw more touchdowns than Kyler, and even though Kyler does have that rushing factor, I still think A-Rod puts over more points. And I don't buy into Deontay Johnson. I don't give a shit. I don't care if he had one good week.
You're late.
We all have one good week.
You're late. You're late. Deontay Johnson right now. Do it.
Tell us how you really feel, Dave.
I'm telling you.
Fran,
you never will.
No, you don't get that. You don't get that until I win another ship.
All right, we got a short list. So last question: is Logan Thomas a top 12 tight end this year?
Top 12's high. I mean, it's like 12 good tight ends.
Yeah, I mean, I said it earlier.
Sure.
4 of them are on Nate's team, right?
Exactly.
No, Nate has one good one and 3.
I think the problem with tight ends in the NFL, especially in fantasy, is if you don't have a guy in the top 5, it's like
you don't
really
even have a guy.
banking on low floors.
Right.
We said it earlier. He has a low floor. Will that get him top 12? Maybe. Well, I don't think he's this dynamic guy that can have a breakout massive week for you. He'll probably finish somewhere in the middle of the pack if he stays healthy and plays all year, but I mean, not a guy that I would really choose to lean on throughout the season if it were me.
Definitely not. I mean, anyone in Washington, I don't think that upside's good. But like we said, 12 tight ends is a crazy amount to even go through. You have George Kittle, then you have Travis Kelce, and then now Darren Waller, I guess, could be in Mark Andrews. But then after that, what do you have? Evan Ingram?
Yeah. I would say the rest of it falls off.
Yeah, it's
pretty quick.
So, I mean, if he plays moderately well this year, yeah, he's a top 12.
I mean, I might say he could be a top 12, but he won't be a top 8. So he's got that short of a little area to hit.
Small window.
Yeah.
And it's, I mean, it's not likely, but it's not
unlikely.
Impossible. So let's wrap it up real quick. We're going to go over our Week 3 matchups in our league. I would say, Austin, since you're here, you're going to get a vote. So I would say let's just throw the votes out there too. So Armageddon for 7, Suck My Fits. Armageddon.
Yep.
Armageddon.
Nate gets that.
It's
Armageddon.
It's a bye week.
It's a sweep, Nate. No way you missed that one up.
4-0.
You might. Definitely a chance.
I believe if Nate loses that game, he's
looking for a tight end.
No, Nate's gonna Nate's gonna be wearing a Jets jersey.
For
the public eye if he loses this matchup.
Ooh. Do we get to pick who?
No, it's just going to be a Jets jersey.
Oh, we should make it like Vinny Testaverde.
No, Mark Sanchez.
Oh, good one. We'll take it.
All right, Tank for Trevor versus Scorpio.
I think your dad takes this one.
Yeah, I'm going Scorpio.
I like Romano's team is good, but I mean, he's going to hate me for this, but I don't buy the hype yet. Sammy Watkins looked like he died on the field last week, so who knows what his future is.
I'm going with Tank for Trevor.
You like his squad?
We were talking about Leonard Fournette earlier. He has him. I mean, this is a team that didn't pick until like the 60th pick, and he's 2-0.
Yeah.
I don't know how we can look at it and say he's not going to find success. I think Scorpio has some work to do. I think he needs to get a little lucky. Taking Tank for Trevor.
Tyler?
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with Fibbin.
All right, that one's split 2-2. Chubby Hunters versus It Hurns When I Pee. It Hurns When I Pee is taking that win.
Yep, I agree. I mean, Chubby Hunters, he got to win.
No, he's 0-2.
Chubby Hunters rebuilt his team via the waiver wire this morning.
I'm
looking at it right now. He's starting Mitch Trubisky. He's starting Kareem Hunt, who apparently is top 10, and Nick Chubb. So he's got 2 top 10 running backs, allegedly.
And my stardom.
Allegedly.
And Fran's starting for quarterback. So, yeah, this team's bound to lose. I'm going to go with It Hurns When I Pee.
All right.
Is this a battle of the basement? Or what's it?
He won last week.
1-1, 0-2.
Okay, all right. So, yeah, I'm going to have to go with, him, yeah.
All righty. So that one's 4-0 again. Another sweep. Rated X versus Sleeper City.
I mean, Haas.
Formerly known as Team Haas.
Thank you for changing it, Haas.
I'm going rated X. I think you're going to win, Finley.
Thank you.
You know, I just can't boost your ego more than it is. So
I
gotta go. I gotta go. My guy Haas. I heard he's got a government job now, so it's all looking up.
Yeah, I
think Haas wins this one.
So I was looking at the matchup this morning. Both of us starting new cornerbacks. Me, Minshew. He picked up Tannehill for nothing because he didn't even know how bidding worked. So good pickup for him.
Of course
he's playing my stardom in Kenyon Drake. He's also playing Michael Gallup. So a few guys that we've talked about here today. Todd Gurley, your Sidham is playing.
You're looking good, but
based on your theory, but
Brian Haas wins.
Obviously, I love my team. I think I'm going to win. I don't think my vote should count. We'll just see how it plays out.
Are you any worried about Austin Eckler?
No. I think that, first of all, I have Kelly. I'm starting him this week, so any touches in that backfield I'm going to pick up.
Herbert's throwing that ball, though.
I think you're going to start to see the upside of him in the pass game. If he gets 15 carries for 60 yards and then 5 catches for another 50, that's what I expect out of him. I'll take that every week.
Tyler?
Wow, that was a lot. What are the two teams
again? Rated X versus Sleeper City.
Oh, yes. I'm going to Ray X.
Yes. I mean, that's my guy.
Yeah. Alrighty. Sweaty punt versus Dave, Nation Domination. I'm going against Dave. Sweaty punt for the win.
Christian McCaffrey's out, which is huge. I'm probably still going to win this game. The champ is the champ for the reasons he is. 0-2 doesn't scare me. I started 0-3 last year. Still won it. I don't care. I'm winning. I'm going to win out. Christian McCaffrey's back in 4 to 6 weeks. So.
I am also going to take Dave. He has a lot of high upside players that
Demir Bird, baby.
Demir Bird. I like Mo Alley Cox, despite what you said.
Russell Gage.
I like Gage. I like him in that Atlanta offense.
Browns defense.
And then I look at Hennigan's team and I see guys, Smith-Schuster, Hooper, Christian Kirk. Those guys are low floor. They could bust any week. Who knows what's going to happen?
AJ Green is due.
I'll take the champ.
Thank you.
Tyler?
You said you started 0-3 last year, right?
Give me that.
Did you win the championship?
Yes, sir.
So you're going to lose this one to go to 0-3 as well.
All right.
I mean, you had to trade everything to get to the championship.
We got a good matchup.
I'll do it again.
I would say we already named our game of the week, but this one has a pretty good matchup. SJ Knights versus Nuck If You Buck.
Yeah,
it's a good game.
I think SJ Knight's going to take this. Like I said, Russell Wilson, he's the MVP this year. Although Lamar does go off, I don't think he does what he does on the Monday night. Monday night games are always weird, I think. So I'm staying away from that. I think SJ Knights takes this one.
I'm also going to take SJ Knights. I said it when Shane drafted his team. I think that his team is a 3-man show.
Yep.
Robert Woods is playing a lot better than I thought he would.
Aaron
I guess
Jones
I'd carry him. Yeah. I mean, it's Lamar Jackson, it's Aaron Jones, it's Robert Woods, it's Michael Thomas. If his role players show up and play well, then he usually wins his matchups. Just not a deep enough team for me. I look at SJ Knights. I think at every position he's got guys that could have a big week this week.
Yeah, I don't think Aaron Jones. See, it's weird. I don't think Aaron Jones is going to do what he has done. I said this week 1. I said this week 2. Aaron Jones is slowly creeping up into the top 5 at running back.
He had over 200 all-purpose yards.
Yeah, and he. You sit here. I'm going to tell you name me top 5 running back. Aaron Jones doesn't even come close when you're naming it off the top of your head.
Yeah,
he's getting into that conversation, which is crazy. I honestly think that the coaching staff there loves to run the ball. Honestly, that's why I've been so down on Aaron Rodgers this year. I just don't think Aaron Jones can do it again this week. So, honestly, I'm going to go SJ Knights winning this game. Tyler?
I'm going to go with Nuck If You Buck.
All right, 3-1.
He's in the top 3. So.
Yeah.
Nuck If You Buck.
Welcome to the top 3 club.
Straight cash homie versus discount Belichick. This is a great matchup between two best friends and bitter enemies.
I think Bryce takes this.
I mean, Jake couldn't beat me without George Kittle and Kenny Golladay.
You play. Everyone has injuries. I don't have Le'Veon Bell.
I don't have Christian McCaffrey.
You got so lucky last week because discount Belichick's 3 wide receivers.
And you told him to bench Noah Fant.
I beat him if he plays Noah Fant. It's not my fault his team dropped an egg.
None of this is relevant.
You got to capitalize when you need it. I mean, he's not winning this week either. Straight cash for the win.
I was the first to criticize Bryce for his Sony Michel pick, not realizing that he picked a very good rest of his team. Josh Allen had a career week last week.
MVP.
He scored a lot of points last week, Bryce did, and Derrick Henry hasn't even gotten into tractor-cito mode yet. So I think his team is dangerous. Devontae Adams. I'm going to say right now, I think Bryce is a favorite to win the championship this year. So
Whoa!
Tyler, straight cash or discount?
Wow. Favorite to win the championship.
That's favorite.
Big. My favorite's myself always, and that's why I'm on the championship.
69 is where we're starting to sweat, man. I have to go with discount Belichick.
That's bullshit.
Not only because he's my brother.
Well,
but that might be it.
I think that's it.
Yeah, it might be it. But I feel like his team is primed to go off, so he's gonna have a good week. And
he had a good week against me.
I'm gonna go up against Morningwood this week. I'm taking myself.
No surprise there.
Not losing this game. Not losing this game.
I'm taking Morningwood.
Yep, same.
I love Kyler Murray. I love Tyler Lockett. Chris Godwin. Hopefully his head is not damaged. You started Hawkinson. Is that what you did this week?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you're playing him. And then he's got Davis, who's kind of a wild card at running back. I think that was the weakness of Braden's team. If he has a big week this week, I think he could win. Obviously, you got to hope your big players play, so I'm taking Braden.
Nope. Tyler?
Is this the Morningwood versus you?
Yeah.
Franchise?
Yeah, Morningwood, right?
Morningwood.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Well, honestly, a hot take on Morningwood. I feel like he's just been super unlucky.
I agree.
He's been super. I mean, the kid has scored over 120 points.
Yeah, that's true. That's
true. He has he's 243.
Yeah, and he's 0-2.
Yeah,
I mean, it's so.
Yeah, I'm looking right now. His points against is 265. Only one other team in the league has a higher points against than him. So
exactly.
I think he's just gotten a little unlucky.
Yeah.
All right, and we're gonna hit. Actually, so Morningwood, if he played every team like in the same week, right now he's 19-15.
Exactly.
But he's sitting at 0-2. So that's like
crazy.
You said, Tyler. I'm gonna say right there he's looking at the 8th place, but he is 0-2. So I say that's not terrible. And we're gonna round it off with our matchup of the week, which is 69ers versus pour one out for Mahomes, both 2-0 teams. I would say that's looking like a Chiefs-Baltimore Ravens matchup right there. That's a good game.
Yeah. I have a hot take. I think Brian's team is overrated.
Uh-oh.
I think there's a good chance Brian does not make the playoffs this season.
Wow.
Uh-oh. I'd love to give my reasoning for this. Obviously, I'm going to be taking 69ers in this matchup. 3 reasons that I'm not taking him to make it too far. Miles Sanders, Mike Evans, DJ Moore. Those are all guys that I feel like are boomer bust players, not guys that you can build your championship team around. As good as Pat Mahomes is, he's also struggling at tight end. He's got Goddard, who's all right, but again, kind of week in and week out. This week he's starting Jerick McKinnon, who's going to start, but also Marquez Valdez-Scantling. I just don't see it long-term success. You're going to really need Pat Mahomes to carry you. So I'm taking 69ers in the week, and I'm taking Brian to not make the playoffs.
So I like Brian's team here. I think you're going to be a little small at wide receiver other than Tyreek Hill. I mean, Cortland Sutton going out is big for you. Use your other number one, so Traquan Smith isn't really a stud. But hey, I think Mahomes is just going to do his work against Baltimore.
Tyler, obviously you're going to be taking yourself.
I mean, I got it. I personally, I would disagree that I don't like. I know Traquan Smith isn't a good, replacement of Sutton, obviously, because Sutton's pretty good. But I feel like Kamara and Carson, my 2 running backs, and then Breeze is just as much as down a decline. Like he could go out and put up 400 yards passing. You never know. So.
Could.
Maybe he's hearing the noise. He's got some Baltimore material.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dave calling him Noodle Arm.
Yeah.
I mean,
wait a minute.
Cam Newton
Hang on.
put up 400 yards in Seattle now. They're playing Seattle, right? So.
Yeah. True.
So,
Yeah.
we'll see.
Alrighty, guys. So that's going to do it for this week's show. I don't know if you guys follow us on Instagram. It's at 508 Association. We're going to be doing weekly giveaways. Unfortunately, we haven't given anything away yet. Honestly, somebody was supposed to guess the total yards that Tom Brady threw, and we had one participant was within the 3 yards, which was the goal, and Tom Brady threw a negative-1 yard pass. So nobody won the Brady jersey.
That's how that lost?
Yeah. Yep. He had 221. Brady had 218, and then threw a -1. So this week we're going to be raffling off a jersey between the winning team of the Monday Night Football game. So it's either going to be the Lamar Jackson jersey or a Patrick Mahomes jersey. To join this contest, follow our Instagram, like our post, comment done. The post will be up tomorrow. You guys have until Monday night at kickoff. Come back next week. We're going to be raffling it off live on the show. Alrighty, so that's going to be it.
Thanks,
awesome,
guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for listening to the 508 Power Hour. Make sure to hit that follow button on Twitch and hit subscribe on YouTube at 508 Association.